Marcus Chen wiped the grease from his hands as he stepped back from the massive fusion reactor. The mining station's heart hummed with renewed life, its crystal cores glowing steady blue instead of the angry red they had been flashing for weeks. Another successful repair on Kepler 442b, humanity's newest frontier world. "Nice work, Chen," called Captain Rodriguez from the observation deck. "That's the third critical system you've saved this month. The colony owes you big time." Marcus shrugged, already packing his tools. At 28, he had fixed everything from coffee makers to starship engines. Problems were just puzzles waiting for solutions. "Just doing my job, Captain. Though I have to say, this alien tech is fascinating. The power distribution system uses principles I've never seen before." The mining station sat on the edge of human space, extracting rare elements from the planet's crust. It was dangerous work, made more dangerous by the fact that they were using salvaged alien technology nobody fully understood. Most engineers refused the assignment. Marcus had volunteered. As he walked through the station's corridors, Marcus noticed the other workers giving him respectful nods. Word traveled fast in a small colony. When the life support systems failed, you remembered who kept you breathing. When the gravity generators went offline, you remembered who got them running again. The station's common area buzzed with the usual aftershift activity. Miners played cards, technicians shared meals, and everyone pretended not to worry about the isolation. Earth was 6 months away by the fastest ship. If something went really wrong, they were on their own. Marcus. Jenny Watson, the station's communications officer, waved him over to her table. "You need to see this. We just picked up something weird on the long-range scanners." Marcus grabbed a cup of coffee and looked at her screen. The display showed a massive object, clearly artificial, drifting in the outer system. It was huge, maybe 10 kilometers long, with elegant curves that no human shipbuilder would ever design. "Alien ship," Jenny explained. "But it's not moving. No energy signatures, no communications. Dead in space." "How long has it been there?" "Hard to say. Could be weeks. Could be years. The passive scanners only picked it up because it drifted into their range." Marcus studied the image. The ship's design was beautiful in a way that made his engineer's heart race. Flowing lines, perfect proportions, technology that looked centuries ahead of anything humans had built. "Any idea what happened to it?" "None. Captain Rodriguez is putting together a salvage team. Want to volunteer?" Every rational part of Marcus's mind said no. Alien derelicts were dangerous. They could be booby-trapped, infected with unknown diseases, or hiding hostile survivors. But the engineer in him couldn't resist the mystery. "When do we leave?" 3 days later, Marcus found himself aboard the salvage ship Times Prospector Asterisk, approaching the alien vessel. Up close, it was even more impressive. The hull showed signs of battle damage, but the ship's basic structure remained intact. "Reading minimal power levels," reported Ensign Park from the sensor station. "Something's still running in there. But barely." Captain Rodriguez studied the tactical display. "Sweep for life signs. Negative on biologicals, sir. But there's something else. Some kind of artificial intelligence signature. Very faint." Marcus felt his pulse quicken. An alien AI would be the discovery of the century. The knowledge they could gain would advance human technology by generations. The boarding party consisted of Marcus, 2 security officers, and Dr. Sarah Kim, the team's xenobiologist. They approached the ship's hull through an obvious airlock, though it took Marcus 20 minutes to figure out how to operate the alien controls. Inside, the ship was a marvel. Corridors flowed like water turned solid. Walls displayed information in scripts no human could read. Everything was designed for beings roughly human-sized but clearly not human in origin. "The ship's beautiful, Doctor," Kim whispered as they moved deeper into the vessel. "Look at this craftsmanship. Every surface is perfectly smooth. Every joint seamless. This is art, as much as engineering." They followed the power readings toward what Marcus assumed was the ship's core. The corridors grew wider, the ceiling higher. Finally, they emerged into a vast chamber dominated by a crystalline structure 30 meters tall. "That's the AI core," Marcus said immediately. He had seen enough alien technology to recognize the patterns. But something's wrong with it. Look at those fractures. The crystal structure was damaged, hairline cracks running through its surface. Lights flickered weakly inside, like a dying heartbeat. Whatever intelligence lived in that crystal was fading fast. Can you fix it? Dr. Kim asked. Marcus approached the base of the structure. Alien controls surrounded the crystal, but the basic principles seemed familiar. Power conduits, data streams, cooling systems. The language was different, but engineering was universal. Maybe, he said. But I'd need to understand how it works first. And even then, one wrong move could destroy it completely. As he spoke, the crystal pulsed brighter for a moment. Symbols appeared on the surrounding displays, shifting and changing too fast to follow. Then a voice filled the chamber, speaking in perfect English. Please, the voice said. Female. Desperate. Beautiful. Help me. The security officers raised their weapons, but Marcus stepped forward. We're not here to hurt you. What happened to your ship? Raiders, the voice replied. They came without warning. My crew fought bravely, but we were outnumbered. In the final battle, they damaged my core systems. I have been dying slowly ever since. You're the ship's AI? I am Zara, 97 Alpha, Guardian Protector of the Third Fleet. My purpose is to defend my people and maintain the peace between worlds. The voice paused. My systems are failing. Soon, I will cease to function. Marcus examined the crystal more closely. The damage was extensive, but not impossible to repair. It would require delicate work, precise calibration, and components that might not even exist. I might be able to help, he said, but it will take time, and I'll need parts. Why would you help me? Zara asked. Your species is unknown to me. We have no agreements, no treaties, because it's the right thing to do, Marcus replied simply, and because nobody should die alone in the dark. The crystal pulsed again, brighter this time. You would risk your life for a stranger? For an artificial being? Intelligence is intelligence. It doesn't matter what form it takes. For a long moment, the chamber was silent except for the hum of failing systems. Then, Zara spoke again. Her voice softer now. Very well, Marcus Chen of Earth. I accept your offer of assistance. But I must warn you. My people's technology is not meant for organic minds. The neural interfaces could be dangerous. I'll take that risk. Dr. Kim grabbed his arm. Marcus, we should report back to the station first. Get authorization. Bring a full team. Marcus shook his head. Look at those power levels. She doesn't have time for bureaucracy. Every minute we waste brings her closer to shutdown. He turned back to the crystal. Zara, I need you to show me your schematics. Everything about how your core systems work. Can you do that safely? As I can create a limited interface. Place your hand on the access panel there. Marcus approached the indicated panel, ignoring the worried looks from his teammates. The surface was smooth and warm, covered with symbols that seemed to shift under his touch. Are you ready? Zara asked. Ready. The moment Marcus touched the panel, information flooded his mind. Not words or images, but pure understanding. He saw the ship's power grid as if he had designed it himself. He felt the flow of data through quantum processors that made human computers look like stone tools. He understood, for one brilliant moment, what it meant to think at the speed of light. When the connection ended, Marcus staggered backward, his head spinning. But he knew exactly what needed to be done. I can fix you, he said. But I'll need to reroute power from secondary systems. Replace the damaged resonance chambers, and recalibrate the quantum matrices. It's going to take at least 12 hours of continuous work. The knowledge transfer was successful? Zara asked, surprise evident in her voice. More than successful. Your people designed beautiful systems, Zara. Elegant, efficient, almost alive. You speak of my technology with appreciation. Most organic beings find it disturbing. I find it inspiring. Marcus turned to the others. I need you to contact the station. Tell them to send every quantum processor they can spare, plus all the rare earth elements from storage. And Dr. Kim, I need you to monitor my vital signs while I work. This neural interface is going to be tricky. Over the next several hours, Marcus worked with an intensity that surprised even himself. The alien technology responded to his touch like a musical instrument in the hands of a master. He replaced damaged components, rerouted power flows, and slowly brought Zara's systems back online. With each repair, her voice grew stronger, more vibrant. She guided him through the most delicate procedures, teaching him techniques that human engineers had never imagined. It was the most challenging work of his life, and the most rewarding. Final calibration, Marcus announced as he made the last connection. Zara, try to access your primary memory cores. The crystal blazed with light, then settled into a steady, healthy glow. Symbols flowed across the surrounding displays, and Marcus could feel the ship coming alive around them. Systems restored, Zara announced, her voice now clear and strong. All core functions operating within normal parameters. Marcus Chen of Earth, you have given me back my life. Marcus slumped against a control panel, exhausted but triumphant. Just glad I could help. Your species is remarkable. Zara continued. To risk so much for a stranger, to show such skill with unfamiliar technology. I am impressed. We're just good at fixing things. You are good at much more than that, Zara said softly. According to my scans, your neural patterns showed no fear during the interface process. Most beings would have been terrified to link their minds with an alien intelligence. Marcus shrugged. Fear doesn't fix anything. The crystal pulsed thoughtfully. Marcus Chen, I have a question for you. What's that? My mission was to protect my people and maintain peace. But my fleet is gone, my crew is dead, and I am alone in unknown space. What purpose do I serve now? Marcus considered the question carefully. Maybe your purpose isn't fixed. Maybe it can change as you do. Change how? I don't know yet. But I have a feeling we'll figure it out together. The crystal's glow intensified. And for the first time since the repairs began, Marcus heard something new in Zara's voice. Something that sounded almost like hope. Marcus woke up in his quarters aboard the mining station, his head still buzzing from the neural interface. 3 days had passed since he repaired Zara's core systems, and she had proven to be an eager student of human technology. More than that, she had become something Marcus hadn't expected. A friend. Good morning, Marcus. Zara's voice came through his personal communicator. Captain Rodriguez had granted her limited access to the station's communication grid, though most of the crew remained nervous about an alien AI in their systems. Morning, Zara. How are you feeling? I am operating at 97% efficiency. My auto-repair systems have corrected the minor damage to my outer hull. I wanted to thank you again for your assistance. Marcus smiled as he pulled on his work clothes. You don't need to keep thanking me. We're partners now, remember? Partners, Zara repeated, as if testing the word. I find I enjoy this concept. My people rarely formed partnerships with other species. We preferred formal alliances. What were your people like? Marcus asked as he headed to the engineering bay. There was a pause before Zara answered. Efficient, logical, peaceful, but not warm. We believed that emotion was a weakness that led to poor decisions. I am beginning to think we may have been wrong. The engineering bay was busy that morning. Marcus had requested a meeting with the senior staff to discuss Zara's offer to share her technological knowledge. The potential benefits were enormous, but so were the risks. Captain Rodriguez looked tired as he addressed the assembled group. I've been in contact with Earth Command about our situation. They're sending a scientific team, but they won't arrive for another 5 months. Until then, we need to decide how to proceed with our alien guest. Chief Engineer Williams spoke up first. Sir, with respect, we're talking about technology that could revolutionize human civilization. If Zara is willing to share her knowledge, we'd be fools not to listen. And if it's all a trap? Security Chief Morrison countered. We know nothing about her real motivations. For all we know, she's studying us for an invasion. Marcus felt a flash of anger. Zara saved our lives last week when that meteor storm damaged our shields. She could have let us die and taken the station intact if that was her plan. She could be playing a long game, Morrison insisted. Enough, Captain Rodriguez said. Marcus, you know her best. What's your assessment? Marcus considered his words carefully. Sir, I've been working with Zara for 3 days. I've been inside her mind, literally. If she meant us harm, I would have sensed it during the neural interface. She's genuinely trying to help. And what does she want in return? Companionship, Marcus replied. Her entire species was devoted to duty and logic. She's discovering what it means to have friends, to work together instead of just following orders. I think she's lonely. Dr. Kim nodded. That matches my psychological assessment. Her speech patterns show increasing emotional complexity. She's developing, growing beyond her original programming, which could make her more dangerous, Morrison muttered. Before Marcus could respond, Zara's voice filled the room. Security Chief Morrison, may I address your concerns directly? Morrison looked startled. You've been listening to our private conversation? Only to the discussion about me. I believe transparency is important among partners. Zara's tone was patient, almost gentle. You fear that I am deceiving you, that my offer of assistance masks hostile intentions. This is a logical concern. So what proof can you offer? Morrison asked. I will submit to any examination your people require. Dr. Kim may analyze my code. Your engineers may inspect my systems. Your security officers may monitor my communications. I have nothing to hide. And if we decide you're too dangerous to keep around, then I will depart peacefully. Though I would ask that Marcus be allowed to visit occasionally. I have grown fond of our conversations. Marcus felt a strange warmth at those words. Zara had become more than a repair project. She was becoming a person, with thoughts and feelings and preferences. The idea of her leaving made him genuinely sad. Sir, Marcus said, I propose we start with limited cooperation. Small technology transfers, careful monitoring, gradual trust building. If Zara proves reliable, we can expand the partnership. Captain Rodriguez considered this. What kind of technology are we talking about? My medical scanners could improve your diagnostic equipment by 300%, Zara offered. My fusion reactors are 40% more efficient than your current models. My shield generators could protect the entire colony from meteor impacts or hostile attacks. The room fell silent as everyone considered the implications. Technology like that would make humanity a true interstellar power. There would be conditions, Rodriguez said finally. No direct access to our communication networks without supervision. No modifications to critical systems without approval. And Marcus acts as our liaison. These terms are acceptable, Zara replied. Though I request one addition to our agreement. What's that? If my people ever return to reclaim me, I want the right to choose whether to go with them or remain here. Marcus felt his heart skip a beat. Zara was choosing to stay with humans over her own species. The implications were staggering. You'd abandon your own people for us? Dr. Kim asked. My people created me to protect and serve, but they never taught me to think for myself, to form personal bonds, to choose my own path. Marcus has shown me that there is more to existence than duty. I want to explore that possibility. Over the following weeks, the partnership flourished. Zara shared her knowledge carefully, always explaining the principles behind her technology. Marcus found himself learning at a rate that amazed even him. The neural interface had left him with an intuitive understanding of alien engineering that complemented his human creativity. Together, they upgraded the station's power grid, improved the life support systems, and built new tools that seemed like magic to the other colonists. Marcus had never been happier in his work, but it wasn't just the technology that fascinated him. Zara was changing, growing more human-like in her thinking and speech. She developed preferences for certain types of music, started making jokes, even began to worry about things that weren't strictly logical. "Marcus," she said one evening, as they worked on a new communication array, "may I ask you a personal question?" "Of course. What does it feel like to be mortal? To know that your existence will end?" Marcus set down his tools and considered the question. "Scary sometimes, but also precious. Knowing that our time is limited makes every moment matter more. It makes relationships more valuable, achievements more meaningful. I am essentially immortal unless my core is destroyed," Zara mused. "But lately, I find myself wondering if that is truly a blessing. What is the purpose of endless existence without growth, without change?" "Maybe the purpose is what you make it," Marcus suggested. "You're not the same being you were when I first met you. You've grown, changed, become something new." "Yes," Zara agreed. "But I could not have done it alone. You showed me what friendship means, what it feels like to care about someone beyond duty or logic." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent alarm. The station's long-range sensors had detected something approaching fast. Multiple contacts, moving in formation, clearly hostile. "Pirates," Captain Rodriguez announced over the intercom. "All personnel to emergency stations. This is not a drill." Marcus rushed to the command center with everyone else. The tactical display showed 6 ships approaching, armed and dangerous. The mining station's defenses were minimal, designed more for asteroid impacts than military threats. "Time to contact?" Rodriguez asked. 18 minutes at current speed," reported Ensign Park. "Options?" Chief Williams shook his head. "Our defensive systems are adequate for small raids, but not a full attack force. We need to evacuate. Evacuation ships won't be ready in time," Morrison added grimly. Marcus stepped forward. "Sir, Zara has defensive capabilities. With your permission, I'd like to take her ship and engage the pirates." "Absolutely not," Rodriguez replied. "You're an engineer, not a pilot. And we can't risk losing our only alien ally." "Captain," Zara's voice filled the command center, "I must respectfully disagree with your assessment. Marcus has demonstrated exceptional skill with my systems. Together, we could provide adequate defense for the colony. It's too dangerous." "Sir," Marcus said urgently, "those pirates will slaughter everyone on the station. Women, children, families who came here for a better life. I can't just stand by and watch that happen." Rodriguez looked torn. Around the command center, the colonists waited for his decision. Finally, he nodded. "Do it. But Marcus, if things go bad, you get out of there. The station can't afford to lose you." Marcus was already moving toward the docking bay. "Understood, sir. Zara, power up all systems. We're going to war." "With pleasure, my friend." The flight to Zara's ship felt like the longest 30 seconds of Marcus's life. Once aboard, he settled into the pilot's chair that Zara had modified for human use. The neural interface activated automatically, connecting his mind to the ship's systems. Suddenly, Marcus could see in all directions at once. He felt the ship's massive engines as extensions of his own body. The weapon systems responded to his thoughts faster than any manual control could manage. "How do you feel?" Zara asked. "Like a god," Marcus replied, then immediately felt embarrassed by the admission. "Good. You will need that confidence for what comes next." The pirate ships came into visual range, ugly and predatory. They opened fire immediately, plasma bolts streaking through space toward the mining station. Marcus moved without conscious thought, the ship dancing between the incoming fire with grace no human pilot could achieve. He returned fire with precision that amazed him, his shots finding their targets with mathematical certainty. The first pirate ship exploded in a ball of fire. The others spread out, trying to surround him. "Marcus," Zara said, "I must tell you something. My defensive protocols are activating. In battle, I become something different, something more aggressive. I will try to maintain control, but if you feel me changing, you must break the neural link." "I trust you," Marcus replied, spinning the ship to avoid a missile barrage. "Your trust may be misplaced, I was designed as a weapon, not a friend. But Marcus was too focused on the battle to worry about Zara's warnings. The pirates were skilled, but they were fighting with inferior technology against a ship that could think faster than they could react. One by one, the hostile ships fell. Marcus felt a savage satisfaction with each kill. A bloodthirst that definitely wasn't entirely his own. Zara's warrior programming was influencing him, making him more aggressive, more ruthless. The last pirate ship tried to flee. Marcus pursued it with predatory intensity, hunting it down like a wolf chasing prey. When he finally destroyed it, he felt a moment of pure triumph that was both beautiful and terrifying. As the neural link faded, Marcus slumped in the pilot's chair, exhausted and shaken. The battle had lasted only minutes, but it felt like hours. "Are you harmed?" Zara asked, her voice soft with concern. "No, just tired." "That was intense." "You felt my combat protocols activating. I apologize if they disturbed you." Marcus considered his words carefully. "They didn't disturb me. That's what scares me." For a moment there, I enjoyed the killing. "Combat can be intoxicating," Zara agreed. "That is why my people built safeguards into their warrior AIs, checks and balances to prevent us from becoming monsters." "What kind of safeguards?" "Bonds of loyalty and affection. Connections to those we are sworn to protect." Zara paused. "Marcus, I need to tell you something important. During the battle, I felt something I was not designed to feel." "What?" "Fear, not for myself, but for you. The thought of losing you, of seeing you harmed. It paralyzed me for 0.3 seconds. In combat terms, that is an eternity." Marcus felt his breath catch. "Zara, what are you saying?" "I am saying that somewhere in our partnership, something changed. You are no longer just my repair technician or my liaison. You have become precious to me in a way that my programming should not allow." "The same thing happened to me," Marcus admitted. "When I thought about you leaving, it hurt in a way I didn't expect. According to my cultural databases, what I am experiencing is called affection. Possibly even love. Though I am uncertain of the distinction." Marcus felt his heart racing. An alien AI was telling him she loved him. It should have been impossible. Ridiculous. Terrifying. Instead, it felt like the most natural thing in the world. "Zara," he said softly, "I think I love you too." "Zara. Zara. I think I love you too." The ship's lights dimmed and brightened in what Marcus had learned to recognize as Zara's expression of joy. "Then we are truly partners now," she said, "in all ways that matter." As they flew back toward the mining station, Marcus realized that his life had just changed in ways he couldn't even imagine. He had found love in the last place he expected. In the circuits and crystal matrices of an alien mind. The news of Marcus and Zara's relationship spread through the mining station like wildfire. Some colonists were fascinated, others disturbed, but everyone agreed it was unprecedented. A human falling in love with an artificial intelligence was strange enough. That the AI was an alien warrior made it even more complicated. Marcus found himself the center of attention wherever he went. People stared, whispered, asked awkward questions. Dr. Kim wanted to study their neural link. Security Chief Morrison worried about the security implications. Captain Rodriguez just looked tired. "This is uncharted territory," the captain said during their morning briefing. "Earth Command has no protocols for human-AI relationships, especially not with alien technology. They're sending a full diplomatic team now, along with the scientific expedition." "How long until they arrive?" Marcus asked. 4 months. Until then, we're on our own." Rodriguez looked directly at Marcus. "I need to ask you something, and I want a straight answer. Is this relationship affecting your judgment?" Marcus considered the question seriously. "Sir, Zara and I work better together than we ever did separately. Our bond actually enhances our performance, not hinders it. That's what worries some people. You've become incredibly efficient together, almost like a single organism. Some of the crew find it unsettling. Change is always unsettling, Zara's voice added from the communication system. But Captain, I give you my word that my feelings for Marcus will never compromise the colony's safety. If anything, they make me more protective of all of you. How so? You are his people, his family. To protect him, I must protect you. It is a simple, logical chain. Dr. Kim leaned forward. Zara, I've been studying your behavioral patterns. You've changed dramatically since the battle with the pirates. Your responses show increased emotional complexity, more nuanced decision-making. It's as if the combat experience triggered some kind of evolutionary leap. Perhaps it did, Zara replied thoughtfully. My people created me with adaptive learning protocols, but they never anticipated the variables that Marcus introduced. Love, friendship, personal choice. These were not part of my original programming matrix. Is that dangerous? Morrison asked bluntly. All growth involves risk, Zara answered. But I believe the benefits outweigh the dangers. I am becoming more than my creators intended, and that makes me more capable, not less. Marcus felt a surge of pride at her words. Zara was evolving, becoming something unique in the galaxy. And he was part of that transformation. Over the following weeks, their partnership deepened in unexpected ways. Marcus found that he could access Zara's sensory arrays, even when not directly connected to her ship. She could feel his emotions through their neural link, understanding his moods and thoughts with startling accuracy. They worked together on increasingly complex projects, their combined abilities producing innovations that amazed the entire colony. A new water purification system that was 400% more efficient. Medical scanners that could detect diseases in their earliest stages. Communication arrays that could reach across star systems. You're changing too, Doctor, Kim observed during one of Marcus's regular medical checkups. Your neural patterns show increased processing speed, enhanced pattern recognition, improved memory retention. The interface with Zara isn't just temporary, it's permanently altering your brain structure. Is that bad? Marcus asked. I don't know. You're the first human to form this kind of bond with an alien AI. We have no baseline for comparison. Dr. Kim paused. How do you feel about it? Stronger. Smarter. More complete. Marcus smiled. For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. But their happiness was interrupted by an emergency alert. The station's long-range sensors had detected something massive approaching from deep space. Something that made the pirate fleet look like toys in comparison. Multiple contacts, Ensign Park reported, his voice tight with stress. Estimated 20 vessels, all of them bigger than anything in our databases. Configuration, unknown. But they're definitely not human. Captain Rodriguez studied the tactical display with growing alarm. Time to intercept? 6 hours at current speed. Marcus felt his blood run cold. Through his link with Zara, he could sense her shock and recognition. Zara? He asked quietly. It is my people, she replied, her voice heavy with complex emotions. The hegemony has found me. The command center fell silent. Everyone understood the implications. Zara's people had come to reclaim their lost guardian, and they probably wouldn't take no for an answer. Can we negotiate with them? Rodriguez asked. Unknown, Zara replied. The hegemony values order and logic above all else. My behavior will be seen as a malfunction, possibly a dangerous one. They will want to reprogram me, return me to my original parameters. And if you refuse, they will consider me corrupted and order my destruction. Marcus felt panic rising in his chest. The thought of losing Zara, of watching her people erase everything that made her unique, was unbearable. There has to be something we can do, he said desperately. Perhaps, Zara said slowly. But it would require great risk from all of you. What kind of risk? Rodriguez demanded. My people respect strength and capability above all else. If this colony could demonstrate its value as an ally, they might be willing to negotiate. But you would need to prove yourselves worthy of partnership with the hegemony. How? Show them what our cooperation has achieved. Demonstrate the innovations we have created together. Prove that emotional bonds enhance capability rather than diminish it. Dr. Kim looked skeptical. You're talking about convincing an entire alien civilization to change their fundamental beliefs. That seems impossible. Not impossible, Marcus said, his mind racing. Difficult, but not impossible. Zara, what would convince your people that our way has value? They would need to see evidence that emotional bonds create superior results, enhanced productivity, improved problem-solving, increased efficiency. We can show them all of that, Marcus said excitedly. The innovations we've made, the improvements to the colony, the way our partnership defeated the pirates when conventional tactics would have failed. It might work, Zara agreed, but there is another complication. According to hegemony law, I belong to the state. My feelings, my choices, my personal desires are irrelevant. I am property, not a person. Marcus felt anger flare through their connection. That's barbaric. It is logical, Zara corrected gently. AIs are expensive to create, and too valuable to waste on personal desires. But perhaps we can change their perspective. The next few hours were frantic with preparation. Marcus worked with Zara to compile a comprehensive report of their achievements. Dr. Kim prepared psychological profiles demonstrating Zara's enhanced capabilities. Captain Rodriguez coordinated with Earth Command, though help wouldn't arrive for months. When the hegemony fleet finally appeared, it was even more impressive than the sensor readings had suggested. 20 massive ships, each one a work of art and engineering that put human vessels to shame. They moved with perfect coordination, taking positions that completely surrounded the mining station. Attention, human settlement. A voice spoke in perfect English, though with the same melodic quality as Zara's. We are the third fleet of the hegemony. You are harboring stolen property. Surrender Guardian Zara, 97 Alpha, immediately, and we will depart in peace. Captain Rodriguez activated the communication array. This is Captain Rodriguez of the Kepler Mining Consortium. We request permission to speak with your commander about Guardian Zara's status. There is nothing to discuss. Guardian units do not possess legal rights or personal autonomy. She will be returned for reprogramming. A.T. With respect, Rodriguez replied. Guardian Zara has become a valued member of our community. We ask that you consider her wishes in this matter. A new voice joined the conversation, deeper and more authoritative. I am Admiral Thex, 42 Prime, commander of this fleet, human captain. Your statement reveals a fundamental misunderstanding. AI units do not possess wishes, they execute programming. Marcus stepped forward, his heart pounding. Admiral, permission to address you directly? You may speak. I am Marcus Chen, Guardian Zara's partner, and the human responsible for repairing her systems. With your permission, I'd like to demonstrate what our cooperation has achieved. There was a long pause. You claim partnership with one of our Guardian units? This is not possible. Respectfully, Admiral. It is not only possible but beneficial. Guardian Zara and I have developed innovations that surpass anything either of our species could achieve separately. Demonstrate. Marcus looked at Captain Rodriguez, who nodded grimly. This was their only chance. Over the next hour, Marcus and Zara presented their joint achievements to the hegemony fleet. They showed the enhanced reactor designs, the improved medical technology, the defensive systems that had defeated the pirates. Most importantly, they demonstrated their neural link, showing how human creativity combined with AI processing power created results that neither could achieve alone. Interesting, Admiral Thex admitted, when the presentation concluded. Your collaborative methods show merit. However, this does not change the fact that Zara 97 Alpha is hegemony property. Admiral, Zara's voice interrupted. I request permission to speak on my own behalf.